So today we will be talking about the use of logical assignment and comparison operators. This project that I have, as you can see, is pretty much probably the longest that I have made in the entire course of this tutorial. So I'll jump right into it one by one to introduce each operator that is used, what types they are, and how to use them. Alright, so let's get started. You can see that I have already managed to pull up my variables with their values. You may be wondering what these are, why it's GMCB. That is the initials of my full name. And the values assigned to it are the SIE values of each letters. Let us start ahead with the arithmetic operators. So these operators are usually those that we use commonly for mathematical operations. By that would include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and our modulo. So everything is pretty much self-explanatory. However, let us talk about what I did with the division and what is a modulo. So for division, since this is a more complex way of doing numbers, and by that I mean with programming, it would include decimals. So with this, I separated the output. I separated the variables to a double instead of an integer to fully get that desired outcome. I also added or transformed it into a string so that we can get the full length of our quotient. A modulo is where you get the remainder of the numbers if it is divided by another number of it's divided by each other. Also, we also have the increment and decrement. As the name suggests, increment means to add a value and decrement means to subtract a value. Alright, next would be the assignment operators. That would consist of the equal sign, equal plus equal, multiply equal, divide equal, and a modulo equal. Alright, so the equal sign is usually most used when assigning variables or assigning values to variables. Okay, so as you can see here, we have assignment operators. So they are used to assign values. We have an assignment operator, the equal sign, which assigns a value to a variable. The addition assignment operator adds a value to a variable. The subtraction assignment operator subtracts. The multiplication assignment operator multiplies. Division assignment operator divides the value, and the modulo assignment operator, this one also gets the remainder of a value. Let me show you the output of the first two before we proceed on to the relational operators. So the relational operators usually consist of those that compare from the word relational. So we have the equal to. Now the difference between the double equal sign and the single equal sign. The double equal sign is to promote equality, is to show if the value is equal with another value. The thing about relational operators, they usually end up with a Boolean result. By that Boolean value, by that we mean it's a true or false statement, which I'll be showing you later. Let's introduce each one. So the next one is the not equal. It's usually symbolized as a exclamation equal sign. Next, the most popular, greater than. Another popular one, less than. Greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Before we move on, let us see how it looks like on the console. So you can see here, I have showcased everything. That's how it looks like on the console. It will show you true or false, false, true. Depends if the statement is indeed false, if the number is greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, or so on and so forth. Alright, so logical operators are similar to the relational operators, being that it tests a true or false values for logical operators. Usually have the local and, we have the logical and, logical or, and logical not. So logical and returns true if both statements are true. Logical or returns true if one of the statements is true. And logical not reverse the result, meaning it would return false if the result is true. Let us see that on the console. Alright, so you can see I used all free in a console. So G less than M and G is equivalent to C is equivalent to false, meaning the two numbers are not equal. C less than M or G greater than M is equivalent to true. One of the statements are true, which is C less than M, and not C less than or equal to B equals true, because C is greater than B, and by using the not logical operator, whatever is false will become true, vice versa. Alright, so next are the bitwise operators. They represent actions to be performed on single bits. They operate at the binary level and perform operations on bit patterns that involve the manipulation of individual bytes. So they're very unlike the logical operators that we usually use with a group of numbers or bytes. This one check each individual bit within a byte. Alright, so bitwise and copies a bit to the result if it exists in both. Result is 1 if bits are 1. Alright, so bitwise or, it copies a bit to the result if it exists in either operand. And last but not the least is the bitwise exclusive or. This one copies a bit to the result if it exists in either operand. So if one of them is true, then the result is true. Even if neither is true, then everything is false. So unlike the bitwise or, the application of the bitwise or is to add two numbers if there's no carry involved. Bitwise exclusive or, this one is used to find non-repeating elements or to detect if two integers have opposite signs. Alright, so there we have it, our logical operators being used in a single program to determine the with the use of the initials of my name is being shown on the screen above. And if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.